Welcome children again to another video of units and dimension, and in the previous video we have done the applications of dimensional analysis to check the correctness, and in this video we will solve the assignment, or you can say the practice questions. Okay, so let's recap. In recap, the thing is how to check the correctness of an equation. So find the LHS, put the dimension, then find the RHS, put the dimension, check whether LHS equal to RHS. If yes, then the equation is correct, otherwise it's incorrect. Then we studied our principle of homogeneity, which says dimension of each of the terms of a dimensional equation of both sides should be same, or I can say that dimension on both sides of a plus or minus sign in a dimensionally correct equation same. Also, we have done the dimensional formula of some physical quantities. These are the 20, the most important 20 for your part. Let's start the assignment. So these were the questions which were given to you. If you want to try on your own, pause and questions. Okay, there are overall 9 questions, and these questions 7, 8, and 9 are very good. So see the video till the end to find the answer of these. So let's start. Question number 1. Verify dimensionally whether this equation is correct or not, where t is time period, 2 pi is a number, L is length, G is acceleration due to gravity. So this is the equation. The dimensions of G are LT minus 2, that's the hint for you. LHS is T, so having dimension T. RHS is 2 pi under root of L by G. 2 pi being a number, no dimensions. Let's put the dimension of L and G. We put the dimension. Okay, L gets cancelled out. T goes to numerator. T square, it comes out of this under root. It becomes T. Okay. So LHS equal to RHS. This is dimensionally correct. Okay. Second equation. Again, we need to check whether this is dimensionally correct or not, where nu is the frequency, F is force. Here the children, the most important thing is m is not mass, it is mass per unit length. So the dimensions for force are mlt minus 2, but the dimension for m is ml minus 1, because it is mass per unit length, it's not mass. Okay, LHS frequency t minus 1, RHS is 1 by 2 L under root of by m. 1 is dimensionless, 2 is dimensionless. So L, I have put the dimension under root, then we have force mlt minus 2, and m, as we discussed, ml minus 1. On solving, we get t minus 1, again dimensionally correct. Okay. Third question, again check the dimensional consistency of these two equations. So first one, this is the equation. Now nu is your frequency, which is t minus 1. Moment of inertia is I, which is ml2. So LHS is your t minus 1. We put the dimension. RHS is this. Okay, 1 is not to be having any dimension, to no, pi no. Okay, so we put the dimensions of m, which is m. G is LT minus 2, L is L, and I we have put the dimensions. On solving, we get t minus 1, LHS equal to RHS, dimensionally correct. Second row is density, ml minus 3, G is m minus 1, L3 t minus 2. LHS is rho, which is ml minus 3. Okay, RHS is this. 3 no dimension, G we will put LT minus 2, 4 pi no dimension, R we will put L, and G we will put m minus 1, L3t minus 2. So it is ml minus 3, which is LHS equal to RHS, dimensionally correct. Okay, fourth one. Check whether this is dimensionally correct or not. Pressure is equal to energy per unit volume. Okay. LHS is pressure is ml minus 1 t minus 2. RHS is energy by volume, which is ml2 t minus 2 upon L cube, which is ml minus 1 t minus 2. LHS equal to RHS, so it's correct. Let's see another part. Pressure is equal to momentum into volume into time. Okay. LHS is pressure, ml minus 1 t minus 2. RHS is pressure into volume into time, which is ml t minus 1 for momentum. Okay. and then volume is L cube and time is T. On solving, what am I getting? ml to the power m, L to the power of 4. LHS not equal to RHS, so it's not dimensionally correct. Okay, so that means the first one is correct, the second one is incorrect. Okay, now we have to find the value of x in this equation. Okay, velocity to the power of x, pressure to the power of 3 by 2, density to the power of minus 3 by 2. What we did, we put the dimensions of all the quantities. Okay, now let's solve. LHS remains as such. In RHS, we separated the terms, so it is m to the power of plus 3 by 2, and then this, so minus 3 by 2. Okay, this to the power of minus 3 by 2, and then minus 3 into minus 3 by 2, so plus 9 by 2. Okay, and then t minus 2 into 3 by 2. Okay, on solving we get m0 L cube t minus 3, which can be rearranged and written as lt minus 1 to the power of 3. On comparing both sides, we can say x equal to 3. Okay, find the dimension of a and b in the following. Okay, e equal to b minus x square upon at. Children, what I told you, principle of homogeneity, that on both sides of a plus or minus sign the dimensions are same. That means b will have the same dimension as x square, so b equal to x square. Okay, and I can say e will have same dimension as this complete term. So can I write E is equal to this one, which is having the same dimension of b or x square, they will have same, divided by 80. So from this I can find out a is equal to b minus x square upon et. Okay, so b equal to x square, which is equal to L square. Okay, a equal to, now in the numerator it is L square minus L square, which is again L square, as I have discussed earlier also. Then we put the dimensions of energy and time, and what are we getting? M minus 1 and t. Okay, b part, x equal to at plus bt square. Okay, according to principle of homogeneity, x equal to at and x equal to bt square. So a is equal to x by t, which is equal to L by t, is equal to lt minus 1. B equal to x by t square is equal to L by t square, that is lt minus 2. Okay, now as I have said, 7, 8 and 9 very good questions. So let's start with 7th. In this equation, we have to find the dimensional formula for omega and k, where x is distance and t is time. Okay, so this is the equation. Now children, as I have said, that on both sides of dimension of plus or minus, the dimension should be same. Another thing you should understand, it is sine, so that means this whole term is an angle. Now angle is dimensionless. That means the product of omega t should be dimensionless and the product of kx should be dimensionless. So according to principle of homogeneity, omega t is equal to 1, because as I said, the product of omega and t should be dimensionless. Why? Because angle is dimensionless. So after sine, this is definitely an angle. So this whole term should not have a dimension. That means omega t should be dimensionless and kt should be, kx should be dimensionless. Sorry for saying kt. So omega t is equals to 1 and kx equal to 1. So what can I say? Omega is 1 by t, which is 1 by t is t minus 1. Okay, and k equal to 1 by x, that is 1 by L, that is L minus 1. Okay, let's move to this one. So here the number of particles given by n is equals to minus of d. Children, first of all, forget the minus sign, because dimensionally minus plus doesn't matter. Okay, now what is n? Is number of particles crossing a unit area perpendicular to x-axis in unit time. Okay, that means n has the formula number of particles divided by area and time. So number of particles upon area into time. So that is 1 upon area is L square and time is t. So L minus 2 and t minus 1. Okay, another information. Okay, n1 and n2 are number of particles per unit volume. So their dimension is number of particles upon volume, that is 1 by L cube, that is L minus 3. Okay, and x-axis, that means x1 and x2 are distances, so they will have the dimension L. Okay, now this is our equation. Let's put the dimension on both the sides. For n it is L minus 2 t minus 1, d as I said we will find. Okay, n2 minus n1, as I've told you, principle of homogeneity. What was there? That dimension on both sides of a plus or minus sign should be same. So n2 minus n1 should be L to the power of minus 3. As I have discussed, L to the power of minus 3 minus L to the power of minus 3 is L to the power of minus 3. No 0 or anything. Similarly, x2 minus x1 should be L. Okay. Okay. On solving, what we get? L to the power of minus 4 on the right hand side into d. Okay, so d is equals to L to the power of minus 2 t minus 1 divided by L to the power of minus 4, which is L2 t minus. Let's come to the last question, a very good question. A famous equation or famous relation in physics relates moving mass m to the rest mass m naught of a particle in terms of its speed v and speed of light c. A boy recalls the relation almost correctly but forgets where to put the constant c. He writes m equal to m naught divided by 1 minus v square. Write the correct relation. So children, the correct relation is m is equals to m naught divided by 1 minus v square by c square. Now how I got this? Let us understand. LHS is m. Okay. RHS, the numerator is m, that is the dimension is m. So that means the denominator should be dimensionless. Only then LHS and RHS are same. Okay. Now that means the dimension should be dimensionless. Okay, the denominator, sorry. Now here it is 1. Okay, and here it is v square. Another thing I told you, that on both sides of a plus or minus sign the dimension should be same. So 1 is dimensionless, that means this whole term should be dimensionless. How can I get that? When I divide this by c square, because what will happen in that scenario, v square by c square is lt minus 1 whole square divided by lt minus 1 whole square. What am I getting? 1, which is dimensionless. By the way, here we are saying 1 is being dimensionless. It's not 1 minus 1 will be 0 or something. It is dimensionally we are discussing. Okay, so children, watch the next video to find out how to derive a dimensional equation. Thank you so much.